Testing. Nice. Well, I ain't made my cup of tea.
He's heating up from long range. Bullseye. Yes, and it's good. Too easy.
That's better. Picture this. It's the mid-90s. You just come home from school. You ain't got a care in the world. Hit pause on the Spice Girls. Put your Walkman down. Grab a can of Tizer out the fridge and head straight to your room. Plug in your controller and prepare to lose hours to the greatest fighting game ever made. We've come a long way since those days, but one thing that still remains is Street Fighter is still dominating the fighting game scene, sharing that mantle with other games that have stood the test of time, Mortal Kombat and Tekken. Street Fighter 2 was the first game to introduce combos, stories and bios for the characters you were choosing, and of course, beating up inanimate objects. Mortal Kombat's impact came from its realistic sprites, its gory fatalities, environmental interactions and stage transitions, and Tekken invented button bashing. Right, I'm joking. I give Tekken a hard time because it ain't my cup of tea. I did play the PS1 era Tekkens, and fair dues, it deserves its top spot. It outpunched like Soul Blade, Soul Calibur, Battle Arena Toshinden, Virtua Fighter of its time. Actually, recently I did go back and play Tekken. I played Tekken 7, which was the first Tekken I played probably since the PS1 era. I did enjoy it, but albeit I did plat the game with a Street Fighter character, so that's maybe why I enjoyed it. But nonetheless, Street Fighter 2 is where it all started. Street Fighter 2 ignited my love for video games. I followed it all the way up from Super Nintendo onto the PlayStation with the Street Fighter Alpha series and the crossovers, Pocket Fire, X-Men vs Street Fighter, Marvel vs Street Fighter. The PS2 era gave us some more absolute classic crossover games. It's not Street Fighter versus, but it's a Capcom versus SNK. 2, me and my mate Sean played a lot of hours of this, especially after college. The greatest crossover game ever made. I'm sure you'll agree, Marvel versus Capcom 2. It's just, there hasn't been a better one since. The greatest Street Fighter ever made that was launched around this time. It didn't come out on PAL territories on PlayStation. I never owned a Dreamcast, but I think it came out on Dreamcast. Pretty sure it did. So we have Japanese import. Street Fighter Third Strike, like my t-shirt. It is the best Street Fighter ever made. Moving on to the PlayStation 3. So the PS3 is the home to my favourite Street Fighter made, Street Fighter 4. What a great base game this was. I was so hyped for this. I remember the day I bought this game. And then we got the quality of life upgrades. We got Super Street Fighter 4, we got Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Like, the focus system was just a worthy successor to the parry system. They eventually introduced additional ultra moves down the line, which kept the game fresh years after release. And even today, people still play it online. It's got its like cult following. Then of course I was excited for Street Fighter 5. What did I get on day one? For my money, I got an unfinished game, very bare bones, and the prospect of unlocking new characters was a huge grind. Or of course it was behind a paywall. And after spending 50 quid for it, they dangled the carrot for me to spend more money on a game they hadn't finished. Gameplay was never the problem. It was just the sour taste that left in my mouth of the release of it. I've revisited now and then, and it's a great game now. It was just never a regular Street Fighter for me. Now you're probably wondering, what have I learned from buying games on the first day they come out, especially Street Fighter? The answer is absolutely nothing. Today is launch date for Street Fighter 6. So I pre-ordered the Mad Gear Box Super Mega Edition, so we're going to unbox that on this video. Top it off. Ordered this from Game, and I'm surprised that one, I actually got it because I ordered a special edition of Uncharted a few years ago. You might have seen it in the video, it's up there. Game cancelled it. Game cancelled it on the day I ordered it, and I was very fuming about that. But the local Game, when they weren't in Sports Directs, saved my ass, and I still got one. But here we go, Street Fighter 6 Mad Gear Box. Ooh, upside down. It's heavy. On that bottle wrap. I thought it might come bashed. The outer box was a bit damaged, but this is immaculate. Look at it. Oh, isn't that lovely? Included some stickers, Luke, Kimberly figures, backdrops like the stage backdrops, art book, steel book, and year 1 pass, I think. Like, so yeah, year 1 ultimate pass. So I get the characters, skins, colours, fight money, just like that. Let's put that sleeve somewhere safe from what's inside. Oh, first of all, oh, look at that, that's crispy and clean. Don't know if you can see it. The Street Fighter 5 game, of course, at first, which is steelbook and sleeve as well. Steelbook and sleeve, we'll get that a bit later. My year 1 pass, don't worry, you can see it, but I've already used it. No one's going to be able to use that. Oh, there's a magazine. That's really cool. To be continued magazine. Oh, is this the art book? That is really cool. Like the 2 in Street Fighter 2, like to be continued, that's it. And then these, I believe, are the stickers. Are these the backdrops? Okay, so I'm not so impressed with them. That's just, I mean, I don't know what I expected. That's printed on cardboard. They've got bendable things here, so I suppose you can have it stood up and the figures in front of it if you like displaying figures. I'm not one ready to do that, I ain't got the room, but the artwork's nice. And they're in pristine packaging. I thought they'd be like loose in the box, just wrapped up in plastic, but they're in their own packaging. That is pretty cool. Their own packet. Pop-up parade. There, I'll buy it. Tempted just not to open it, but I will. It's an unboxing video, isn't it? Oh my! That smell. That's some strong plastic smell. Oh, right, Kimberly, you're first. Kimberly's released. Pop that stand open first, and then get Kimberly. Oh, the ponytail is there's loads of them. That looks fragile. Oh, these just fall off the braids. Kimberly's one of the characters I'm actually looking forward to playing as. So that's really cool. And she's out. There's Kimberly. Stick Kimberly to the side. We get Luke out of his cage. Well, he came out easier. Oh, Luke's got his crossy pose out. Oh, he ain't got any shoes. The model's actually pretty good. Well detailed. Actually quite impressed actually. Usually, like in the special editions, you get just for the sake of paying more money a very basic toys, but figures, but these are quite detailed. We're in. We're still not forcing it any more than that. But that's what we get with Luke and Kimberly. These cards are to wrap around a figure like this and like display your figures like they do in the game with the versus sign in the middle. Or like this one, which is just generic Street Fighter 6 logo. That's nice to pay some extra money for some cardboard. That's it, we're all unboxed. So now I've got some Street Fighter to play and I've got some combos to learn. If you got this far, thanks for watching, and catch me on my streams on Saturdays each week, Smash Saturdays, 1v1 open arenas, and through the week on the _casual report with Jack, talking nonsense about video games. It's been a pleasure. Catch you all in the next one.